Hello everyone, my name is Taz and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so this week's host was the Rutile twins and Garnet won the poll, and I must say that I had so much fun drawing this fusion Rutile. I don't know why, I guess it's just the overall aesthetic that I get from the way that they're sort of put together. Um, I'm really trying to figure out how to word what I'm trying to express right now. I honestly like the way that I sort of put together Garnet and Rutile's forms, and the way that I sort of combine them to like make this very dividing looking fusion, however like giving it its own like separate sets of mind. I honestly really like overall enjoy how this came out. So I did have some trouble trying to figure out how I would fit this, because you know Rutile has two torsos and then you have Garnet who only has one. So I was like, okay, do I want to make them into one torso? Do I want to make them into multiple? I decided on multiple. So yeah, so I gave Rutile 3 different torsos, I guess just because, you know, showing the individuality between the twins and Garnet, of course. And I love the idea of giving them bandages around their eyes, because I was thinking at first and I was like, okay, well, all of Garnet's fusions usually have some sort of visor or something covering their eyes. So I didn't want to do a visor because I thought that would be, you know, not too original. So I was thinking, hey, the Rutile twins have these sort of bandage stripes designs on their uniforms. So what if I took those and made them into bandages that they put over their eyes? So I did that and I love how it came out. I also had some trouble figuring out the leg situation because, you know, it's the Rutile twins. I guess I wanted to have like the idea that the frontal appendage was like the leader type, and the two on the side were like more of the followers. So the middle torso, which you can assume to be Garnet's part of the fusion, is very much the most upfront and leader-like appendage of the fusion. So because of that, I did give that part of the fusion 2 legs, while I gave the other ones 1. I was going to give the middle torso a second set of arms, because of the fact that one set of arms is like connected to the other 2, but I thought that would be a bit too much. And I was going to try to give the extra set of arms to the 2 side ones, but that didn't work out. So let's see. I guess I will talk about the personality that I think that this fusion would have. So the way I see it, I feel like Rutile would have a very much like enhanced version of Garnet's traits. Like, Garnet is a very quiet but very serious gem, and the Rutile twins seem to be very intellectual, and they seem to really have a more well-rounded mindset than the other off-colors. So I was thinking what this fusion was, my personal thought was what this fusion was very intellectual and never really spoke. Like, you would have like body gestures for their reactions, but they would never like ever speak, and they would be very intelligent, very smart gems that would always choose brain over bronze for everything. Of course, you know, until like an actual battle. But for the most part, I really do enjoy how this fusion came out. The line art, I am really getting used to this new style in which I'm doing my line art, which you guys probably won't be able to tell, but I see a difference in, you know, how I arrange the thickness and thinness of my lines. Also, I never really thought to, this didn't come until like later on in the speed paint, but I did decide to give the two torsos on the side shoulder pads, but then have the other side of their arms just be like skin tight suit type sleeves. That was going to be like originally just skin, but I was like, it doesn't really fit with the same design I'm giving the middle torso, so I was like, okay, just give them sleeves and let's move on with it. I am so glad that Garnet finally won the poll, and I feel kind of bad because I feel like I swayed everyone's vote, because when I was posting my poll for this week, when I put the choice for Garnet, I literally presented her as the permafusion that's not yet won a poll, and I feel like that really swayed everyone's vote, and I feel so bad. So trust me when I tell you guys right now that I'm never going to try to sway your votes ever again. When you guys vote, I want you to vote because it's your choice, not because you feel bad or because I'm making you vote in a certain way. Just for future reference for me, I'm going to keep my personal feelings out of the polls because that was unfair, and I am so sorry. But yes, I'm really glad that Garnet finally won a poll. I've been waiting for her to win a poll for so long. She has not won once. Like, Jasper has won before Garnet has, and that's saying a lot. So yes, I'm not sure there's much that I want to talk about. Oh, the coloring. The coloring I think could have gone a lot better. Okay. So for the most part, I think the coloring was pretty well, except for the fact that I think it could have gone a lot more in terms of the highlights. The shading was fine, like the shadowing of the entirety of the piece was fine to me, but the highlights I feel like I could have added more instead of only keeping them for like the top part of the bodies. But I guess that's we're still gonna have to look out for next week's video. I also the giant star that's across their bodies. I actually really I can't believe that I thought of this. I was basically thinking, well, Rutile's Princess Stripes, and Garnet has like stars haphazardly placed around her torso. Like, how am I going to do this? So I thought, you know what? Since I already used the stripes as inspiration for what would be covering their eyes, let's just put a gigantic star across their bodies, and not say anything about it. And I mean, it's kind of everywhere, but I kind of like it. I don't hate it, but I'm not head over heels for it either, so, you know. But yes, I think that's all I had to say about this feature. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to follow me on social media and follow me at Steve Universe Amino so you can vote in the polls. Next week's host is Aquamarine, so I'm really excited to see who you guys vote for. And yes, I'm going to leave the rest of this video to speed paint, and I will see you guys next time. Tazzy Art signing out.
And it was just a thought, just a thought, just a thought, just a thought, just a thought. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We can watch, we can watch, we can watch, we can watch them go by. From here, from here, from here. Take a moment to think, adjust. Flexibility, love, and trust. Take a moment to think of just flexibility, love, and trust. Take a moment to think of just flexibility, love, and trust. Take a moment to think of just flexibility. stability, love, and trust. Here comes a thought that might alarm you. What someone said and how it harmed you. Something you did that failed to be charming. Things that you said are suddenly swarming. Oh, you're losing sight. You're losing touch. Now these little things seem to matter so much that they confuse you. That I might lose you. Take a moment, remind yourself. Take a moment and find yourself. Take a moment and ask yourself if this is how we fall apart. But it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You've got nothing and nothing and nothing and nothing to fear. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Here comes the thought that might alarm me. What someone said and how it harmed me. Something I did that failed to be charming. Things that I said are suddenly swarming. And oh, I'm losing sight. I'm losing touch. All these little things seem to matter so much that they confuse me. That I might lose me. Take a moment, remind yourself to take a moment and find yourself. Take a moment and ask yourself if this is how we fall